Welcome to Outsider Watches and this review of the Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical 38mm field watch. These watches represent fantastic value for money. They're Swiss made, they have a hand wound mechanical movement with an 80-hour power reserve, and they are almost a perfect field watch with one caveat which I'll discuss later. This watch is designed to take NATO style straps. That makes it a very versatile watch. It's 10mm thick without the straps. Obviously adding a NATO style strap will add about 3mm to the overall depth of the watch. Because the watch is hand wound, it has a non-screw down crown, and that unfortunately limits the water resistance of this watch to just 50 meters. I've seen other watches with non-screw down crowns with water resistance higher than that at 100 meters, and I would love to see Hamilton attempt to increase the water resistance of this watch to 100 meters. I think if they did so, this would be the perfect field watch. The gap between the case and the spring bars is a little larger than normal, and that is to accept the NATO style straps. If you've ever tried to thread a NATO style strap through a standard watch, you notice it can be quite tight. So it's necessary for the distance between the watch and the spring bars to be a little larger on a watch such as this. That has a knock-on effect of making this watch wear slightly larger than its 38mm would suggest. This is the watch on my 6.5-inch wrist. As you can see, I like to have the excess material from the NATO on the underneath of the watch rather than on top. I think it looks much neater that way. So that's the watch on a green fabric strap. Let's take a look at the watch with some different coloured straps. This is a single pass NATO with the base stripe running along the centre. I think it looks fantastic with this watch. Again, on my 6.5-inch wrist, wears really well. Not as much excess fabric there, but again on the underside of the watch, which I think looks much better. Here on a plain black NATO style strap, matches the watch very, very well. The hardware is brushed and matches the bead blasted case extremely well. This grey strap is also a good match for the watch. Again, the brushed hardware I think is really quite important for this watch. With the bead blasted case, I think brushed hardware is a real advantage. Here it is on a cappuccino leather with leather keepers too. Wears slightly bigger, and there's a little bit more excess leather there. The leather doesn't fold over the spring bars quite as nicely as the fabric straps, so it does wear slightly larger with this particular strap. Here on a bright green. This isn't my favourite combination. I probably prefer the khaki green that I showed you earlier, but still effective with this watch. Probably my least favourite colour is this blue. Certainly bright, certainly stands out. I think it's a bit of a Marmite colour, this one. Again, you can see the extra depth that the fabric straps add to the watch. So, as you can see, I've got the black version also, and that's the original strap that came with it. And I actually think that the original strap from the black version looks better on the white dialed version. It's very dark grey with black leather hardware. And I think it's a fantastic match for the white dialed version. This is the black version. I believe it's IP coated. Very handsome watch. But in my opinion, the standard strap that Hamilton provide is not the best when combined with this black version. I think what really sets this black version off is a completely blacked out NATO style strap. So that's what I bought immediately after purchasing this watch. Same movement, H50, hand wound, 80-hour power reserve. Both are accurate, both well within plus 10 seconds per day. I'm very pleased with the accuracy of this watch. So placing this watch on the blacked out version, I think it's a Zulu diver from Watch Gecko. And I think that is a perfect combination for the black version of this watch. Beautiful printed dial. The printing on both watches is exceptional, and it really glistens and catches the light. Very inky printing. Faux loom, that can be divisive. I think it looks fantastic on both watches. You may have noticed that the white dial version actually looks bigger than the blacked out version. That's standard across the watch industry. I'm sure you'll be aware that white dials look bigger, they wear bigger than darker dials, but it is quite noticeable when comparing these two watches, especially as the cases are different colours too. So if you've got a smaller wrist, perhaps the black dial version would be better for you. And if you've got a larger wrist, probably the white dial. Either way, I don't think you can go wrong at all with this watch. It's a wonderful watch, fantastic value for money, and with that one caveat of the limited water resistance, which I would like to see improved. With that caveat, I think this is just an exceptional watch. Thanks for watching. Please comment or subscribe or both, and I'll see you next time.